what you gotta say, but don't play. Say what you gotta say, but don't play. Say what you gotta say, but don't play.
What is up, you guys? It's your spiritual fairy godmother, and I am back. Okay, except for I'm not back with another read. I am back with a smoke session / let's talk about it. Okay, y'all, I am nervous. It took so long to get this camera on. I'm fidgeting. My leg is shaking. I'm just a little bit nervous. Y'all know, when I post videos about like deeper stuff, it kind of makes me nervous. Like when I did the video about my sexual trauma and how it affects me now as a 27, about to be 28-year-old woman, right? So I did that this summer. And the video just kind of helped me release so much. So I felt like I just couldn't go without this video. And I've done videos like this before. I don't know if I'm going to I am. So this is going to be one of my spiritual health. One of my mental health meets spirituality videos. As y'all can tell, yes, I'm nervous. Like, I'm nervous. I'm very, 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 very nervous to talk about this and to just, you know, share my story and, you know, stuff like that. I haven't even told y'all the topic, but yeah. Okay, so today's topic is going to be PTSD, dissociative identity disorder, bipolar, spirituality, how the shit works. I don't know. Whatever comes out. I do have some notes, and y'all never see me like having notes for a video, but I didn't really want to miss anything. I didn't really want to forget anything. So, that just made me, I didn't want to block anything out or, not remember anything. So I wrote everything down, or at least some key points that I kind of want to talk about. So yeah, if y'all got a blunt, go ahead and spark it up. If you got a bong, some coffee, some tea, something to drink, some snacks, popcorn, whatever you got, go ahead and get it, because we finna go ahead and talk about it. All right, cheers. Y'all, smoking is not the same. Like, it's not the same. Like, the blunt wraps are so cheap. Like, I find myself always having to like Frankenstein my wraps. Like, they like paper thin, but they cost more money. They used to be $1. Now they $1.57. And they so thin and papery and like always getting holes in them, and like, I don't know, I be having to maneuver some shit. I don't know, but whatever. Cheers. I cleaned out my blunt hitter, so it just hit so smooth and so clean and so much smoke. Like, I love that shit. It's like I cannot hit a blunt without this thing now. Like, I cannot. I cannot. But yeah. So what made me, y'all know this is my thing. What made me get on this topic was damn, how did it go? I was watching something. I don't remember what I was watching though. I don't even think it had shit to do with it, but somehow I got to thinking about Jonathan. I'm like, damn, like, this nigga is a strong ass fucking nigga, bro. Like, I'm really bipolar. I really be switching. Oh, you know what? Okay. It don't even, oh God. I be trying to be like private with my life, but then it be like I feel like a part of my purpose is to be transparent. Everybody tell you, you know, don't speak shit out into the world because everybody not gonna be happy for you. I'm not worried about everybody being happy for me. I'm not worried about nobody sending me no evil energy, no bad energy, no negative thoughts, because I love God. Like, I probably think bad shit about people all the time. I could be driving, a motherfucker cut me off, I'd be like, oh, I ain't gonna say, like, you know, and I know that I don't mean that shit. So I feel like God know if anything should happen to me and my dreams and my goals. And if God don't want something to happen, then it won't. But other than that, it is what it is. So I want to start opening up with y'all and being more transparent. So basically, the guy I'm dating, I was going through our messages, and I kept realizing, like, I'll be going from, like, one extreme to the next. Like, oh, I was watching a YouTube video, and I think I was noticing shit about, oh, it was a prank video. But I was noticing that it was some truth behind what the prank was. I'm like, you talking about she got multiple personalities and she always acting funny or acting different and shit. And I'm like, damn. So motherfuckers really be like putting up with shit, like putting up with me. And then I went to Jonathan, like, I used to real life sit up and tell this nigga everything about my mind, like deep ass shit that if I didn't have him to explain it to, I don't even think I would have understood. Promise you. So, like, I had my first, like, I was finna call it an episode. I don't know why. I guess that's what it's called. I had my first manic episode that I was aware of. I've probably had them, but the first one that I was aware of, while I was pregnant. I feel like it was kind of leading up to even before I got pregnant with Zion, but yeah, I had my first manic episode. So I didn't know, like, I knew some shit about myself. And this is the thing, this is gonna be a long video because we finna take it there. So I first had my Kundalini opening, my spiritual awakening, in like 2019. No, matter of fact, I would say in 2017 when I got pregnant with my baby. When I was pregnant, so maybe 2016 because I had her 2017 in February. So I remember every morning, every day, all day being in my head. When I was pregnant, I didn't talk. I didn't really speak to people. I would go to work. I was in college, but I was living at home. So I would go to college and I didn't talk to my professors. I didn't talk to other kids in the class unless we were working on group work. I would get home and my mom wouldn't come home till about like, probably like 5, 6 o'clock. My brother had a lot of basketball activities. And she's a teacher, so she do like after school bus duty and different, like, she used to do like cheerleading coaching and stuff like that. So I would just be at home and I was sick. So if I wasn't at work, I had 2 jobs at the time. If I wasn't at work, I was at home on a couch, sleep. So I didn't really talk. Throughout my pregnancy with Kamaya. And I remember always praying and talking to myself. Like, I didn't know that I was praying at the time. I thought I was just talking to myself. Like, I would just be in my head like, everybody has a different way that they think, which I didn't know. So some people see light, some people see visions, some people see pictures, some people see colors. And that's another thing I've always felt that, I guess I'll say that later. If I don't remember to say it, I have a problem with memory, and I hate the fact that I can't see memories, but maybe my brain doesn't see. But yeah, so I would just be in my head, like talking to myself and praying to God, like, God, my baby daddy was stalking me. He kept popping up at my mom's house and we was getting into fights. I got raped while I was pregnant. I experienced so much in those 9 months. I couldn't talk to nobody about it. I didn't have any friends anymore. My friendships had fell apart because I was in an abusive relationship, and they just weren't good friends, because that's when your friends should be there for you the most. But I don't blame anybody. I don't blame myself either. We were all young. Again, at this time, I'm like 19. Yeah. So, y'all, I don't know. Was I? Yeah. But I had my baby on my 21st birthday. Not on my 21st birthday, but I was 21. I remember I couldn't drink. But yeah, so I spent a lot of time talking to God, and I felt like God was like leading my steps. Like after I had my baby, I just felt so uncomfortable in my house with my peoples that I had to just move out. So October 2017, I ended up moving out into my first apartment, and I let my baby daddy move in, and we were fighting in front of my baby and just going through shit, and I ended up kicking him out. And after that, I was just by myself in the house, me and my baby, and I had a lot of anger. I was very angry all the time. I used to yell at my baby, yell at Kamaya, and she's a baby, and I'm yelling at her like, shut up, like, so mean. And I know that shit affected her. Like, I don't know how, that shit probably not gonna play out till whenever, but I used to be real mean and yelling all the time, like about random shit, dumb shit, yelling at myself, mad at myself, drinking, smoking, sleeping. That's what I was doing. And working. But it got to the point where I had quit all my jobs, and I was just doing tarot readings. I don't remember how I got to doing tarot readings. I don't remember how it came to me. It just came to me. And I must have been in a dark place, because, again, I don't remember. So I started doing tarot readings, and that shit opened me up to spirituality. Like, I started feeling shit and seeing shit and being aware of shit, like having dreams and visions, and actually, like, it just, I don't like, thinking about it now, it's like I can't even fathom like being her at that time. Like, it's just like I was so just, it was like the world was open, but I wasn't in the world. It was like I was just like a speck. Like, I was just spectating everything. Like, I was just watching life in the world happen, like right in front of me, but I didn't feel a part of this world. Like, I felt like an angel. I promise you. I felt so empowered. I felt so worthy. I felt so loved by God, because it was just me. And I didn't have everything, but coming out of certain situations, like, I felt so free. Like, being away from mama, being away from my baby daddy, being away from my family and friends and school, having to go to high school and having to do shit every day, go to college every day and be around people, go to work every day. Like, again, I had quit my jobs. So I'm just getting it how I live. I'm just in my crib. I'm just literally with me. And like, I loved it. Like, oh my God, I fucking loved it. I went through just an awakening, and I felt so close to God. And that's why I feel like, to me, spirituality and mental health go hand in hand. I feel like they're the same, because what I was experiencing was spiritual, but it was also a manic episode. It was also trauma induced. I don't want to say it was a manic episode, but it was trauma induced. I had went through so much. I was at such a low point that I literally cried out to God, and God opened me up. I was open. It was like I was ready to receive whatever God had for me, because the shit that I thought I wanted just was not good for me. So being in that space and being so vulnerable with God and being so open, it's just that shit making me want to cry talking about it. But like, y'all, my confidence was up. I was so skinny. I was so depressed. I was breaking out. I had hives and pimples and acne, and I didn't understand why I looked so ugly to myself. Like, I didn't understand because I felt good about me. Like, I finally was like, oh my God, like, goddamn. You know? But it was all of that shit purging out of me. Like, all of the shit that I didn't like about me. It was like I could see it in my features. I could see it in my body. I could feel it in how I took care of myself. And so it was like, spiritually, God was telling me that what's happening with me is not fake, if that makes sense. Because I grew up with a grandmother who, I don't know what her diagnosis is, but everybody called her crazy. And I grew up with everybody telling me that I was just like my grandma. I've seen my grandma have, I guess, manic episodes where she's lashing out or upset, or running away, like literally running away from the family or disappearing. So it was hard to accept why everybody felt like I was so much like her. And I think now is because people do see it, like, especially when they're around you all the time. Like, people see you, even if you don't even see you. You don't even know that you're different because you just moving how you move, but like, people see you. And I am just like my grandma. Like, we so creative. We are so free spirited. Like, we always walking somewhere. We like shape the same. We look the same. Like, we're literally so similar. Like, it's crazy. But I didn't grow up seeing it like that. I grew up feeling like I'm an outcast and I'm crazy. Like, y'all saying I'm like her. So what does that mean for me? So I used to grow up telling my mom, like, I would hear her calling my name and shit, and she would always say, like, she wasn't calling my name, or, you know, like, I used to tell her, like, I can't hear, like, I can't hear. And I don't know why I used to say that, but I swear to y'all, I think it's because I used to be so in my head that I would tune out the world. Like, mom was like, girl, I took you to the doctor, your ass can hear. I'm like, bro, I cannot hear. I'm like, bro, I cannot hear. That shit crazy. But it's not funny. But I can't hear. Like, I used to tell my friends and shit, like, I don't remember my childhood, y'all. Like, I don't remember that shit. I don't remember what happened. Y'all talking about birthdays and fun shit. And when I was a kid, I did this. And I'm like, bitch, I don't remember none of that shit. You talking about you remember what? Girl, I don't remember the shit that I had for dinner last night. What are you talking about? In my mind, I couldn't understand how other people could do shit with their mind that I felt like I couldn't do. So it made me feel less than. It made me not even believe myself. Like, if they telling me that they do this shit, or they telling me they think like this, that must mean that I'm wrong. Or you got my mama constantly, not just mama, but people telling me I'm dramatic, I'm a drama queen, and I'm bad, or I'm upset, or I got an attitude. So you got all these people, all these influences that are telling me things about myself, but they're not great things. Like, they're not positive things. So it was like having that time to just be alone and like figure myself out. I'm like, damn, like, this is why, like, I'm the black sheep, like, I'm special, like, I'm like a unicorn and I'm a fairy and I believe in this shit and I believe in mermaids. And it was like everything was pouring out to me. I started seeing my Akashic records. I started seeing my past lives. I'm talking, y'all, this shit was real. This shit is real. Well, I don't really see it like that. I don't feel it like that anymore. I don't feel like I'm as open. I feel like my awakening has changed. But at the time, I guess the veil was so thin for me. It was like, I'm ready. I'm home. Like, I'm here. And I was like into my crystals and my sage and my incense and my candles and just taking spiritual baths and doing face masks and really just going in when it came to like taking care of myself. That shit just, it was exactly what the fuck I needed for me. So I felt like I never stopped going through shit, but I was okay. And then that's at the point where I kind of got with Jonathan. And at this point, I'm still okay. I'm still good. But now we are going through shit. I done quit my jobs. I'm broke. I'm not going to talk about Jonathan because everything not about him. I'm broke. This is on me. This is me. This is what I'm going through. This is what I'm experiencing. And it ain't about the cheating. It ain't about what anybody else was putting me through. It ain't about my parent or my childhood. At this point, I was now not alone anymore. So now I'm dealing with like life. Remember when I said like I felt so not of this world? Me and Jonathan had this talk so many times. He pulled me into the world. He said it like, not that I was naive, but like he like, you so innocent. Like you so innocent. You like a kid. Like you not, you know, I feel like I was kind of sheltered, even though like I was around a lot of shit. I kind of feel like I just blocked the shit out. Like I just don't remember. It don't affect me how it could, because I'm so oblivious to certain shit. So all of this shit kind of started to come out. Like being in a relationship with him, it was like the way that he had sex, he had been in prison most of his life. Most of his adult life, most of his adult life, from the time he was 15 to the time he passed. So he was used to being out and having like little kid, like we just learning type shit sex. And then, you know, I was kind of a woman and a little bit more experienced, and because I don't want to make it seem like that, because it's not that. But those are certain conversations that we had, and it was kind of like I was put in a position to have to please my partner because shit, you just got home, you want to fuck. And he was also an addict in more ways than just drugs. He just had an addictive personality. So he was also addicted to sex when we first got together, and the whole time we were together. It was an ongoing thing. Like, I don't have to want it, and I had to go through a lot in that relationship mentally. So I'm not talking about he did it to me, but what I'm saying is when you learn in somebody and y'all getting to know each other, just like my future relationships or even in my friendships, if y'all are in a space where we getting to know each other and he having sex with me in a certain kind of way, my body would react sometime. I would say yes, and I didn't want to have sex, and then he would get off of me and be like, I shouldn't have did that. Like, I can tell when you don't want it. I can tell when your body is tense. I can tell when you're not in it. I can tell when you zoned out. You know, it was really like you have to care enough to make my body feel comfortable, or because I've experienced sexual trauma, and from a child, my first experience being at 4, it's like my body reacts, even if my mind is kind of like, my mind has to be focused on wanting it, or else my body will be more in control, if that makes sense. Like, my body can be like sensing that, hey, something's about to happen. Like, it's like, and the anxiety will kind of like take over. So one thing that being molested as a child and having so much sexual trauma throughout the years up to my adult years had the effect on me that I dissociate. So I'm quick to kind of zone out. So it's kind of like I black out and I don't really remember stuff, or like what made me start the topic, I switch a lot. So I could text my man one thing like, I'm mad at you, nigga. You ain't called me last night. Like, you on bullshit. You done pissed me off. And then it'd be like 30 minutes later, my higher self will talk myself down and make me see his perspective, my perspective, and then the reality of the perspectives. And then I'll text him again, like, I'm sorry. You know, like, my bad. And then again, probably like 45 minutes later, like, because I want to explain why, because my mind is still processing what happened. So because I feel like I switched so many different personalities, it takes me a long time to process my life, events, the day. Like, that's why I'm always constantly searching for a why or a reason or an example or an explanation, because it's just like, I need to understand. Like, one thing about me is like, I can walk in a room or I could be experiencing something. Like, sometimes I will take a shower and then I'll get out the shower and be like, did I wash up? I know it's embarrassing. Oh my God, it's embarrassing. But I was like, damn, did I wash up? And I will get back in the shower and then I'll have a flash of like, damn, girl, you did wash up. Like, how the fuck you don't remember if you washed up or not? And that shit just happened. Like, oh, that was just gonna irritate me, because it's just like, how don't you fucking remember little shit like that? Like, it make me mad at myself, because I'm like, you're absent-minded, like, you're not paying attention. But no, I just was experiencing something else at the time. Like, I could have been thinking about something, or I could have just legit, I don't know. I just feel like I'd be a different person. Like, it'd be like, okay, so if I can explain it in this video, because I've done other videos about it, but in my mind, I feel like how they be like multiple personality disorders. I'm this person and this person and this person. I feel like that's like me. But I don't got it like that, like them. Like, it's just like, I'm not aware of it. It's not me. It just be like, 1 minute I'm like this, shaking and moving. And then it'd be like the next minute I'll be snapping back into some shit like, okay, we here. Like, what happened? What's up? What we doing? Huh? And when I'm really manic, I ain't even gonna go there. Yeah. See, nah, cause I ain't even mean to do that. Hold on, cause I was talking about damn. I can't remember. Before I got all excited and into the story about me being molested, I was talking about something else that made me go into me disassociating. But what was it? No, for real. Because the process needs to happen on camera, because maybe it's going to help me figure it out. At what point, why, like, what made me talk about me being molested or whatever? Oh, because me and Jonathan. Okay. Damn, what was I saying? Okay, so our sex life. But how did I get on me and Jonathan? Girl, okay, come on now, because then I'm going to fixate on the, keep trying to figure shit out. Okay. All right, so, but with learning him, I'm like, okay, certain shit was happening where life experiences were correlating with what was happening with me spiritually. So it would be like, even it would be coming out in my readings too, like, you going through this, and it would be like, I was realizing that I didn't have a voice in my relationship, but I was wondering, like, well, where did that come from? Even in sex, I won't speak up and just be like, no, nigga, I don't want to have sex tonight, because I felt unwanted, or I felt like I was going to be turned down, or not enough, or whatever. So it was like, things were like happening, and I was learning from them. It was like, whoa, I'm aware of myself. I'm aware of God. I'm aware of what God is telling me. And it was like a slap in the face, because I was also aware of the bad shit that I was doing in my life. So I was in a spiritual war, like, and I haven't experienced that. I haven't said that out loud or even knew that that's what was happening till right now. But it's like, damn, I was in a spiritual warfare. I was, oh. Sometimes I feel like Jonathan be hunting me, bro. Like, I don't know why, but because I be trying to, like, be like, no, he's my angel. Like, he loved me. But then sometimes I be feeling like he be in I don't know. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, it was like I was going through shit, and but yeah, it was like I was doing bad shit. Basically, I was doing bad shit. I was in a toxic relationship and shit, and daily giving drugs to people and just being mean and being toxic and being depressed and being so sad. It's just, I gave up on myself, bro. I let that shit take over. I let depression get me. I was in a soul tie. I was sleeping with the enemy, and I never said that. I kept hearing it. And I kept being like, no, that wasn't me. Like, he used to ask me all the time, like, Caprice, do you think I'm evil? And I'm like, no, bro, or else I wouldn't be with you. Like, I love you. Like, and I didn't. I don't. Like, I don't think that man is evil or no shit like that. But, like, what the fuck? Like, what just happened in my mind? Like, what? I wasn't sleeping with the enemy. Like, I feel like he loved me. What the fuck just happened, bro? What? This is what I be talking about. Like, shit be like, girl, the fuck? This what they be talking about? Switch caught on camera, bitch. What the fuck? No, for real. This is the type of shit my nigga gotta deal with though, and that's what made me do the video. Like, some of the shit that we be going through, it just be like, Caprice, get a nigga a break. Like, real shit. Like, you're crazy. Like, you kind of crazy. Damn. This is the kind of shit people will look at as crazy, but it's not. It's me being so in tune with God. Like, God just gave me a revelation on fucking camera, and people gonna look at that shit like it's crazy. That's crazy to me. Like, that's crazy to me. 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 That shit just, I don't know. But I don't know. I think the video finna be over though. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Share it on all your social medias. Wait. I feel like it was supposed to be like a ending to the story, or like a where was I going with the sex shit? That was making me experience life. It was making me see myself. It was making me even see the bad shit that I was doing. So that bad shit that I was doing was leading me to feeling guilty and all that shit. And I think while I was feeling so bad like that, all of that guilt, all of that, I was guilty as a bitch. That's what and not just for him. I was losing friends and shit. I didn't know what the fuck was going on in my life. I ain't had no money. Like, I was having miscarriages. I felt like, damn, like, am I being punished or some shit? So let me just not do nothing. Let me just sit the fuck down. And I was in that motherfucking bed. I didn't even take care of my baby. Not Kamaya. Kamaya was taken care of. The baby's in my belly. I was just laying in the motherfucking bed all 3 pregnancies, bro. Like, I wasn't doing shit. I let myself go and expected a nigga to take care of me that wasn't even taking care of himself. Like, what the fuck? And in my heart, I want to say, like, damn, Jonathan, I love you. But am I allowed to have this revelation without feeling guilty? Like, goddamn. Like, goddamn. I just want to move on and live my life and not feel bad about it. Sometimes I be in my head like, I know angels are so much better than humans. So it's like, I know he not on that with me. I know he not mad at how I'm living, or I know he not, but at the same time, it's like, bro, you was not good to me in the world. But then I'll be like, shit, but I was not good to him. Like, bro, like, we was not good to each other. So it's like, I try to just get over that shit. But then, I swear, anytime I think about my nigga, I feel like I think about Jonathan. Maybe that's not him. Maybe that's me. Maybe that's me associating Jonathan with guilt. Because when I was dating Jonathan, I always felt guilt. Yeah, that's crazy. So it's not on Jonathan. Like, I don't always gotta go to the negative. I don't always gotta go to the extreme. That's another thing with this shit. You like, my highs be high and my lows be low. Bitch, they be, I can't get out the bed, bitch. I'm not finna shower. Like, what? I'm not finna brush my teeth. Like, what? Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, share it on all your social medias. And I am out of here, you guys.